Madam Speaker, I want to support the petitioner. This is a very important petition, and I think I would want that when the committee looks into it, they move with the speed, and they should liaise with the Committee on Legal and Justice so that we can have an amendment to the Estate Duty Act, Section 7.3, because, Honorable Speaker, I think it is immoral when, by virtue of office, of being the president, then you've been benefiting from the people's contribution, that you yourself is exempted from paying tax. I think it's a very serious omission by virtue of being in the office, that you let the rest of Kenyans pay for your taxes, and your estate is exempted from paying tax. Surely, Madam Speaker, I think this is something that the committee will need to move with speed, and if possible, they should be able to pay taxes retrospectively, so that those taxes that they have been exempted for those many years, they should be able to pay. And I know, since they have big estates, those estates can be sold and the taxes be recovered from that. I support.
The Honorable Member for MOI, Honorable Oboko Mileva.
No.
Oh, you wanted to speak for the teachers?
I'm very much pleased.
Okay,
Honorable Speaker, it is just Bokoso who's doubting my capacity on this. Let me begin by indicating that I support the petitioners. And they have just picked out an item that is reminding me of the histories of France before the revolution. That there was 3 classes. One of them was the first estate, which was made of the nobility, the clergy. The second one was the second estate, made up of the nobility. And then we had the third one, which was called the commoners. Now, the commoners only paid the taxes. The nobility and the first estate were not paying taxes. So finally, the economy crumpled, and that's how we got the revolution. We cannot go that direction, and therefore I think I support this petition, that having served as the first president, second, and so on, and even others who are coming, they should pay. Because interestingly, they are the ones who have a lot of estate. And the petitioners, the chair is here. When you look at this, you should also look at the idle land lying in this country which does not pay taxes on those estates. Because like in America, Honorable Speaker, the entire education system of America is actually paid for by the rents and taxes charged on idle land in America. And it works magic. So let's not have a classified society, and I support the petitioners. Thank you.
The Honorable Member for Runyenjes, Honorable Eric Mushangi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the petitioners, and I wish to say that this is a very progressive petition, and it is going to ensure that all Kenyans pay taxes as required by the law. Honorable Speaker, I don't know whether you know that this is actually biblical. The Bible says that to whom much is given, much is also expected. Yes. So I believe that they exempted themselves from paying taxes because they thought that they would be paying so much. But if you look at actually even how we are paying the housing levy, those who have a bigger salary are paying more, unlike those who have a smaller salary. So let the big families, the Kenyattas and the MOIs, pay taxes so that we can grow this country together. Let us not grow this country for them. Let us grow this country together. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Dadaab, Honorable Farah Maalim. Members, I can see a few of you will have a chance. Just ask others to speak briefly.
Yeah. Madam Speaker, I stand to support this petition. Madam Speaker, we were a former colony. We are a republic. We're not a monarchy. These people were trusted with our welfare. They ended up using the collective guilt, those days of colonization, the Mau Mau, my own clan's war with the British and all that, and all the destruction that was done to us. And we trusted them with our future. They went and grabbed big tracts of land. They grabbed the millions of acres. We were paying them pensions that are big after those ones who died in office. And today, they're not supposed to pay taxes. Madam Speaker, this is wrong. This is the reason why the French Revolution came about, is because of the privileged and the nobility. Our independence has no value, it has no meaning. The people who struggled for Mau Mau, the people who fought the colonialists, the people who fought the slavery. Because when they wanted to come and take slaves from here, it is Samoi, Koitelel or Samoi, Koyaki, the Koyaki family, my own family. These are the people who fought. The Somalis of Kenya fought those colonialists. They were not able to do slavery here and the Horn of Africa. And that's why we are an egalitarian republic that essentially is supposed to take care. And here we claim that you have a hustler what you call government and a hustler economy. But you have what you call privileged people out there who are not supposed to pay any taxes because we exchanged the white settlers and the white mobility and the Queen of England and the King of England with our own African monarchs. At least in practice, even if it's not there in name and in titles. Madam Speaker, I support this petition. And
okay, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you. You know, Honorable Speaker, I have no objection to the content of the contribution of the former Deputy Speaker, who is also a member of the panel. But it is also the practice of this House and the traditions of this House and our standing orders that we shall not display or wear colors that associate to either a party or a foreign sovereign within Parliament. And I think we need to bring that independence, that we respect the traditions and practices, that I would request the Honorable Member to remove the scarf that he's wearing so that he remains dignified, honorable, and a sovereign Kenyan who expresses in this House matters of this country without having to take position with any other sovereign in this House. So, Honorable Speaker, I request that you ask the Honorable Farah to do what this House has ever done over the years, including displaying party colors or anything that divides us on tribal, religious, or any other thing is not what this House will accommodate. So I request you, Honorable Speaker, that he is requested humbly to remove the scarf that he is wearing. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, I want to tell this young brother of mine, I was in this Parliament in 1994 when...
Order, Honorable Farah. A member has risen from his place and has challenged your dress code. And you yourself, you are a veteran member of this chamber and a highly respected member, also a ranking member. And you know very well that the scarf you're wearing is also depicting the colors of a particular country. It is just very well in order that being who you are and being one of the people who are relied on to provide leadership in this house, that you appropriately dress yourself and come back and continue with the debate. So you are directed.
Because we don't have a country.
Honorable Farah. Order, Honorable Farah. You are the veteran of this. You are so directed. Now you are well dressed. You may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, it's much obliged. Of course, I respect the chair, and I'll definitely listen to what the chair is. But this is not the colors of any republic. Tell me which republic. It's not Tanzania. It's not Israel. No, there's no a republic called Hamas. There is a liberation movement which needs the support of everybody in this country called the Palestine and the Palestinian rights. Now, those of you who have a problem with that, can I just finish? Those of you, can I just finish? This order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Farah.
Mr. I want to continue. I'm going to continue. Okay. I will continue.
Allow Farah to finish.
I want to continue, Mr. Speaker. I want to continue, Mr. Speaker.
Please. You only have 30 seconds.
Mr. Speaker, I want to continue. These people took away all my time for showing solidarity with the poor victims of Gaza. But anyway, I'm talking about, let me come back to the major issue that was there, which is the petition. And those of you who think they're going to join the nobility and basically think that you can also enjoy that one time because you get these exemptions, or you'll also become so powerful as to be able to destroy other people like the Palestinians being destroyed, is up to you. But anyway, my position is that this exemption of taxes was wrong. This country is a republic. There is no special place. There are no special privileges. Although my own house wants to give special privileges to the Israelis to destroy poor Palestinians, but we don't want to have that within our own property and estate, what we call traditions in this country. And I think it's only fair that this petition is carried and supported fully, and I support it. Thank you.
Very well, Honorable Vicaria.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as much as the petitioners have a right to come and petition, and of course that is a constitutional right, Honorable Speaker, it is also important for us to remember the founding fathers of this nation. The people who passed this law then, in I think in 1960s, had a purpose. Honorable Speaker, it's also important for us to remember, it's unfortunate that Dedan Kimathi died and he was never exempted. How I wish that he had, but he didn't have any property even to be exempted. Honorable Speaker, much as this petition is here, I think it is important for us to understand that we have founding fathers who came, and for the property to remain under his name, Honorable Speaker, if it ever transfers to the heirs or whatever, then the taxes become payable. So it's only for those property that will never, I don't imagine whether it can ever be paid or sold or something, for as long as the Mzee is dead and the family wants to keep that. So, Honorable Speaker, as much as the petitioners want to do this, it is also important for us to look at those people who brought this freedom that we are enjoying today, and also include, if possible, even the Right Honorable Raila Odinga's property, if it was possible, because he has really fought also for this country in so many ways and brought a lot of openings and freedom in whatever we are doing. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I object that or oppose that. Thank you.
At the very back, is that Honorable?
Honorable Speaker, I have the mic already.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I already have the mic.
No. At the back there, is that the MP, women MP for Nairobi? Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I feel that both the presidents, we give them their due respects, the founding father of the nation and the late Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, and any future president that will own property and serve this nation. But I also feel that it is important that everyone pays taxes. And this should be an example, not just for Kenya, but also for the entire continent. What happens in our continent is that our leaders, when they assume the office of presidency, amass such a big amount of wealth. And that wealth, when gotten, is at the expense of the development of the country. So if to come back after retirement and amassing such a huge amount of wealth, whether legally or illegally, it is also because of the positions that they held that they amassed that much of that level of wealth. There is no way that somebody who is listed or an estate that is listed as probably being the richest, amongst the top richest people in the world, can now come to Kenya and say, we cannot pay taxes because we serve the nation. The nation was served, but so were those families served by this country. And the kind of wealth that they have, if they pay taxes, in fact, it should be something that they should have volunteered to pay, because they have developed the country in some way, but the wealth that they have amassed, if they pay taxes, it helps this country to develop. And anyone who has taken a leadership position in this country should want to pay taxes so that the country can develop. We are struggling right now with poverty. We are struggling right now with debt. And we know that the biggest reasons for these struggles is corruption.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member for Nairobi County.
For me, I support the petitioner.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, I encourage you to take a minute each because they are just comments on a petition. So 1 minute each. The Honorable Meli.
Madam Speaker, I rise to support the petition. The Estates Duty Act is actually a tax that is levied on a deceased person's estates. And a number of prominent Kenyans normally pay these taxes. And actually, what is accrued from all this taxation goes to the national kitty or the consolidated fund. However, to exempt one or two families or two individuals is quite wrong, it's unethical, and it's not provided for. This particular Estates Duty Act was actually passed way back in June 1963. And I think it is time that it is amended so that every other family that owns huge property or estates are able to pay tax and contribute to the national development of this country. So therefore, Madam Speaker, this petition is properly before the House, and we ask the relevant committee on finance and national planning to really move in and make sure that we have an amendment to that effect so that no one is exempted of that particular tax. And I support. Thank you.
The Honorable David Ochen.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. This petition belies a very fundamental issue, Madam Speaker, that we may miss by thinking only about the estate tax or estate duty, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's about how do we as a country, going forward, appreciate people who have led this country. How do you appreciate our heroes? How do we treat them? How do we provide for them? It's not just about the estate duty. And so, Madam Speaker, much as I would not support any exemption of taxation for anybody, Madam Speaker, a way must be found, and I would like to ask the committee concerned that as they look at this petition, they should widen their scope in terms of what was the reason, first of all. It can't be only about estates. It can't only be about taxes. We can be able to honor our leaders through other means without discriminating against the rest of the Kenyans. So I want to request the committee concerned that one,
this clearing discrimination must go away. But we must get a way of honoring our leaders. Thank you.
The Honorable Bichi Zelachi. What is out of order, Honorable Dr. Pukose?
You know, Madam Speaker, I had indicated a point of order when Honorable Cheng was speaking. Honorable Cheng has intentions of...
I saw intervention, but
yes.
I thought your intention was to
you know, Honorable
Cheng
is my friend and has always declared interest of becoming a president of this country at one time. So he's conflicted in making his contribution, Madam Speaker. And I don't think that is right, because if you have an interest of becoming the president, then you should not look for exemption.
Madam Speaker, clearly, I've said I support this petition and that no one should be against Madam Speaker. Whether I'll be president or not, I don't think that is an issue. Of course, I know because you vote for me at that time.
Thank you, Honorable Cheng. The Honorable Beatrice Zelachi, please make it a minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also rise. While I support it, Madam Speaker, I think it is time also for us to look at our country and to look at the land chapter, and I'm hoping the committee will now tell us why is it that after the new constitution came into place, to date we have not been able to ensure that those who have land that is not used are taxed, because that is what we said in our constitution. And we just hide and run away. Since 2013, we've not put in this law. That is why this petition now finds us here. But as I finalize, Madam Speaker, we also need to ask ourselves one thing. I think it is important for us when we have these laws, those who served us before, we appreciate, they went through their own systems, and now for us, it is us in this generation. What are we serving our people with? Or are we just reminding them what happened before? What is good that we have given our people today in this country that they can celebrate us? Thank you.
Thank you, Member for Dagoretti. Honorable Mbai of Member for Kitui East, I would like you to keep your comments because this matter is going to come to your committee. So I would like to ask you that we give this opportunity to another member. Kindly, Honorable Mbai, since it is coming to you, please take your seat. You will have all the time to say everything. Let me guide you that way, Honorable Mbai. The Honorable Makilap.
Madam Speaker, from the onset, the framers of this petition are people who are very mighty with the truth. This petition is very subjective, with specific targeting two presidents, is actually primitive and subjective to the extent to which we must reject this petition. Madam Speaker, we cannot bring an amendment of taxation to target two families who serve this country, who are the legends of Kenya. Unless this parliament will have removed our conscience of truth, these taxes are, the former presidents of this country are immensely contributing to many taxes in Kenya. There are people financing this country through taxation. Their properties, their investments are taxed. We cannot therefore reduce the petition actually two families.
Thank you,
let us think widely and bring a better thing that will bring inclusivity in taxation.
Thank you, Honorable McClap. The Honorable Jane Kihara.
Mr. Speaker,
1 minute,
Madam Speaker, I stand to support the petition. And for reference, I know I worked for a company called Orbit Chemicals as a credit controller, where Kiptagich Farm was a customer. They were bank fertilizer. And forever I asked myself, why is this debt not being paid? It's just piling up. Little did I know that it's because it belonged to the late President MOI. And when I had a chance to speak to the manager, he's the one who told me, you don't know this farm belongs to the president. I think as much as we respect the former president, we cannot overrule the constitution. The constitution, we have to follow it as a country. This country cannot be like the animal farm where all animals are equal. and some are equal than others. Thank you. I support, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Caroline Ngeleche, member for Elgeyo Marakwet.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And before I even make a comment, I wish to correct Honorable McLeod, who said that we have 2 former presidents. I wonder where Honorable McLeod left the late Honorable KIBAKI. He should explain and apologize to this country, because we have 3, not 2 former presidents, Madam. Oh, so sorry, former presidents, and 3 of them are deceased. So you should explain to us. And that explains that, Honorable Speaker, we should be objective. You know, Madam Speaker, at this time, at economic times, taxes are being increased in Kenya, and ordinary people, some of whom are not even able to pay those taxes, are squeezed to the last drop to get tax to run this country. Whereas there are people who inherited millions and billions of money from our founding and former presidents. They should pay the taxes, actually, because the former ones, or the heads of states, are no longer there. They are deceased and they are not the beneficiaries. So those who inherited from them must pay taxes, because even some of the Kenyans who are struggling, who don't even have a fraction of what they have, are paying taxes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, member for Marakwet. The Honorable Catherine Omanyo, member for Busia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just as sure as death can occur, taxes are inevitable. Every Kenyan, be it former president or former MCA or any other person involved in building of this nation, should not evade taxes. So I concur with the statement, and what I don't agree with is how they revile these former freedom fighters in public and make it look like they did not want to build this nation. They really did, and that is why they fought for us to be free, to do what we love for our nation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
What is out of order?
I am a member of Elgeyo Marakwet County, not Marakwet County, Madam Speaker.
Yes, the member for Elgeyo Marakwet County. The Honorable Kaluma.
Honorable Speaker, we have a lot of negative energy and personal vendetta being directed at the founding father of this nation and the second president of this country, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, since this government came into place. Honorable Speaker, let me remind these people that the people you think you may be speaking for will be former presidents. Article 24 of the Constitution prescribes limitation of fundamental rights. So you may, and it is by law. You may say, Honorable Speaker, that no land should be exempt. But by law, these have been exempted from taxation, estate duty. They pay the other taxes. I want us to stop this personalized myopic attacks which lead people even to go steal animals from the farm of the Kenyattas. The other day it will be a different thing. The other day you'll be removing the tomb. You'll be removing the museum. Next you'll be removing that statue. This vendetta is not helping to the nation and is not respectful of the leadership these people gave the country, and it must stop. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Oh, there is a point of order, Honorable Kaluma.
Although Honorable Kaluma has sat down, he has actually displayed a lot of negative energy, and I think that is not healthy for him, health-wise, because when you express a lot of negative energy in that manner, it raises your high blood pressure, and you might end up with you might end up with even stroke. Honorable Madam Speaker, the accusations which is made are actually, I don't know whether he was I don't know whom he was directing to, but I'll take it, I would want us to ignore those kinds of accusations. Thank you.
You know, I was listening keenly to the Honorable Dr. Pukose because I know he's a surgeon and he was making some health-related statements. So, Honorable Kaluma, did you take note?
Honorable Chair, you know I cannot take notes from Honorable Dr. Pukose on medical matters since he joined Parliament. I have my Dr. Anyikal here, and I have Professor Mulimba outside there, and other doctors, Professor G.B. Okelo, Professor Atinga. Those are the people I listen to, not Dr. Pukose. Not Dr. Pukose.
Honorable members, I'll let that pass because we are just making comments to this petition. The Honorable Hillary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also rise to support the petition. Since the 2010 Constitution came into place, Madam Speaker, the country has been trying to right a lot of wrongs in an effort to make Kenya a better place. In 1960, Madam Speaker, when this law was passed, I probably assume it was picked from the statement that says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. And at independence, these presidents thought they were Caesar themselves. They didn't imagine that Caesar is the government itself. So going forward, Madam Speaker, we must right all wrongs and everybody must pay tax, including the present president, Dr. William RUTO, and all other presidents that will come after. So, Madam Speaker, I support.
Much. Honorable members, I hope you'll get an opportunity to go to the Honorable Mbai's committee so that you can debate, you can give your comments in a better way. I'll give two more. The Honorable Dawood.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I support this petition. And Madam Speaker, it should not just be narrowed down to estate tax. Madam Speaker, this country is using a lot of money, taxpayers' money, in pensions and other frivolous, whatever, we give them cars, the presidents and all that. Madam Speaker, it's a lot of money in exchequer, so Madam Speaker, we should even look at other places where we are spending money on former presidents and deputy presidents and prime ministers and all that. So Madam Speaker, I support this.
The Honorable Owen Baya on behalf of the Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to say this one, that paying taxes is both a legal and moral issue. Now, the Kenyattas, the MOIs, and all other formers need to look at the moral aspect of it and say, as Kenyans, if other Kenyans are paying taxes, they should pay tax. But, Honorable Speaker, if you look at the constitutional law they have quoted in this petition, which I have listened to you, it is actually inconsistent. Because in their petition, they say that they are quoting 210(3), which provides that no law may exclude a state officer. And it goes on to say, from payment of tax by reason of the office held by the state officer or the Kenyattas and the MOIs are not state officers. And therefore, this law which the petitioner has quoted is actually inconsistent itself. And therefore, as the committee looks at it, it is not inconsistent. The Kenyattas are not state officers. The MOIs are not state officers. And therefore, as you're looking at it, I think you may dismiss it prima facie on the basis that even what these people have quoted is not actually the section of the Constitution they should have quoted. And I would like Honorable Mbai to be guided by that so that he's not seen in any way that he will display negative energy, as Kaluma said in his committee. They should be guided by the law in making a decision, but the Kenyattas and the MOIs should be guided by the morality that every Kenyan must pay taxes on their properties. I thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members. In the interest of time, it's now 10:30, and the time for making comments on this petition has come to the end.